Check your phone.
Football, Notre Dame.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Exactly sure how many points they had off transition, but I know that was a key factor. And then, they did a great job double teaming Giannis in the post, forcing him to have to pass out. And they did a great job rotating on defense.
And when you shoot 56% from the field, that definitely helps too. I mean, I believe the Pacers are 12-1 or something ridiculous when they shoot over 50% this season. This was a game that I live tweeted, and I get to live tweet a win, which is rare because it seems like Dylan here gets all the
I think I get
wins.
the exciting games at least, but I knew this game was in the bag since we had the white hickory uniforms. We're 2-0 with the white hickory uniforms. And from now on,
looking at a trend.
Yeah, you got to look at something. But yeah, I wasn't able to catch this game since that's why Cody was the one live tweeting it. I forget what I was doing Monday.
The Pacers got 24 fast break points. Just saw that.
Yeah, just getting out in transition. And this game, we kind of got back to the Pacers basketball that we're used to seeing with this team. Just getting out in transition with Vic leading the way. You can't say enough about, I believe, what Domantas Sabonis has done for this team off the bench. Him and Lance especially, here as of late. He only has 6 points in this game. And what I love about Lance the most personally is it always doesn't show up in the box score what Lance does.
Exactly. except against
it
Cleveland.
just provide what?
Never mind. Just keep going.
No, what'd you say?
I said except for against Cleveland.
Well, yeah. I mean, but even nights he doesn't score, it's that toughness, it's that grittiness that he brings to the team. I know how you love your plus minus, +9 for off the bench for Lance. Just another great game. No Pacer surprisingly had more than 17 points. Sabonis was our leading scorer off the bench. Had another double-double, 17 and 10. And
if you look at the starters, it's 15-11, 15-11, 15. That's fun.
Dylan just.
I like the little things.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, before the game, I was thinking, okay, the length really bothered the Pacers. Their offense was stagnant. They're going to need to move the ball and do it by committee, as Collison and the whole team says a lot. And they sure did that.
Yeah, the ball movement was key. Collison, let me see. Yeah, 7 assists, so he likes to move the ball around. And just a great team effort. The ball was moving for the Pacers, and we always like to see that. Especially, I loved the rebound that we showed against Milwaukee. I know, especially getting beat just pretty handily last time against this team. And so I love what you mentioned, Ian, the defense on Giannis. Hold him to only 8 shots, which Giannis usually takes probably 15 to 17 shots per game. So holding him to only 8 shots was huge.
And luckily, guys like, Tony Snell, they struggled from 3. We forced them into some tough shots.
Yeah, that was the thing in the last game, too. I remember watching it. I can't remember if I live tweeted that game or not, too. I may have over break. I'm not 100% sure. But Chris Middleton was 2 of 6 from 3. Eric Bledsoe 1 of 6. So, I mean, we stopped the 3 ball. So they went 7 of 27.
5.9% from 3.
Exactly. So just, I mean, they got to the free throw line, but I mean, the Pacers from the early on, which we've been talking about it here in this past show, or since we've been back from break. Over Christmas break, it kind of seemed like this Pacers team got off to slow start after slow start after slow start, and then
it's still a trend, but this game we didn't. Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of breaking that trend here. Well, I mean, against Cleveland.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's Cleveland. It's LeBron and people like that. Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
Oh, sorry. Okay, going back to the Bulls game, too, they got Oladipo back. They had Turner. They're starting to, I feel like, get into a rhythm with all their players healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Turner gets hurt, and that kind of impacted
the
team a lot.
I was really impressed, especially against Cleveland, which we'll get into here in a little bit, how well we played without Miles Turner, to be quite honest. Because we all know he's an elite rim protector. His offense is, I think this season, kind of been a bit sporadic. But he still provides that elite rim protection that
versatile.
Yeah, versatile and can stretch the floor, bring Tristan Thompson away from or Tristan Thompson's not even starting, so didn't even forgot about that. But since they're starting Kevin Love now, but yeah, I love to see this game. This was a fun game to live tweet. The fourth quarter, as I said, the Pacers were just I don't want to say give up, but I mean just let the Bucks score more, and I was kind of worried for a little bit because I think they crept into single digits, and I remember I tweeted or something, come on, just finish this game, please.
If it was last year's team, I would be really worried.
Yeah, because this last year, they could not finish games at all.
Oh my gosh.
So, it was great to see them finish this game and beat Milwaukee, and a series is tied at 1. And I think the next time we'll see Milwaukee is in March. Late February, March, something like that.
Yeah, March 2nd.
But March 2nd is the next. Then I think we play them like a couple days later again. So kind of a weird schedule with how we'll see Milwaukee, but be a while. Hopefully both teams are healthy and we can see another great game, and hopefully a Pacers win in those games. next game we're going to move on to, unfortunately, this was a game where the Pacers did not have Miles Turner, as we mentioned. What was he dealing with? I can't remember.
He's got an elbow injury.
He hurt his elbow, I think, on the dunk, that huge dunk early in the Bucks game.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, this game, the Pacers did not have Miles Turner, and it was a home game, because all three of these games were at home. They played the Heat, and they really couldn't seem to get it going. We talked about kind of slow. I wouldn't call this a slow start. I would just call it not that great of defense because Miami went out of the gate and scored 38 points in the first quarter.
Getting back to the down early thing. So.
Yeah, we're down early, but I wouldn't call it a slow start because our offense scored 26.
Yeah.
So I like to see that the offense is getting it together and we're not scoring like in the teens in the first quarter, but the defense has still kind of been an issue.
My biggest issue was that the 3-point performance. We shot 5.6% from 3. We went 1 for 18. I think that was the difference maker right there.
Yes, this was the game that
a basket from deep.
The Pacers almost won with just scoring 1-3. So, I mean, because I was able to watch, I believe, the final maybe 6 minutes of this game after I got off work. And Vic just kept clawing us back. Lance had a huge game, too. And Sabonis and just everyone. I do like the fight that this team showed. And they outscored, I remember, points in the paint. I think we had like 70 points in the paint, which was, I mean, on a night like this when you're, what was that, Ian?
72 points in the paint.
Yeah,
we killed them in the paint.
Yeah, you kind of had to. I mean, on a night when you're shooting 1 of 18 from 3.
Exactly.
So went 19. What I don't like about this team, 19 of 29 from the free throw line. I like that we took 29 attempts, but if you're getting there, you have to make them. I'm trying to look at the...
No one really shot poorly.
No one shot poorly. It was like a 1 miss here. About everyone had 1 miss. Vic went 8 of 11 from the free throw line. So doing those 30 push-ups or whatever he does after he misses free throws. But yeah, Miami without Miles, you're gonna have some struggles. I think the Pacers really struggled to stop Goran Dragic late, especially. He's running the pick and roll with Hassan or running the pick and pop with Kelly Olynyk, and they were just connecting on everything. Hassan was a force with 4 blocks.
15 rebounds.
And, yeah, as Dylan mentioned, 15 rebounds. Just hard to stop, especially when you don't have Miles Turner in there, because I like Sabonis as a rebounder especially, but I'd like to have preferably Miles in there too.
And I think, Tyler Johnson was the X factor for Miami too. He was projected as out with an injury, and he ended up playing.
Yeah,
scored 15 off the bench, which is huge for them.
The bench for Miami scored 45 points.
They all played 30 minutes at least too.
Yeah,
Wayne Ellington killed us at the end with that.
Yes, that ridiculous 2K3 where Dylan,
I saw it.
Did you see it? Yeah, okay. Where it went like 3 feet above the rim and just managed to roll in. That was the killer. Because the Pacers needed a stop there, and they played great defense, and there's nothing you can do right there. Just I don't want to say a shooter's touch, I guess. But there's nothing you can do when a guy makes that kind of shot. Miami did shoot 53%, so that was a key to the game. Pacers did shoot 49%, so shot the ball well. Just obviously, just from mid-range and in the paint. It's not the Pacers will not shoot 1 of 18 from 3, hopefully ever again. That was a rarity and just one of those nights where if you would go 1 of 18 from 3 and only lose by 8, I mean, that says something. You were still getting your shots. So
that says a lot about the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed, though, that we were, I believe, second in three-point efficiency, and that one game alone moved us down to 5th.
Yeah, I mean, the percentage was 5.6%.
It doesn't help against the law of averages. So.
Yeah, still, I'm impressed that this Pacers team is still top 5 in 3. I did not expect that this year. So we are streaky at sometimes, and when we get that 3-ball going, we are hard to stop. Just obviously did not fall tonight. Oh my god. On whenever that was, Wednesday. I don't know why I said tonight. But so we are, I believe, 1-2 against Miami this season. Don't know if we'll see them again. I'm not 100% sure.
We do.
Dylan can check the schedule real quick.
Yeah, we see him March 25th.
March 25th. Okay, so we do have one more game.
Yeah, we don't have any 3-game series with people because they have to be decided.
So try to even up the season series against Miami later in the year. But I know we all want to get to and talking about this next game, which Dylan, I know you live tweeted and early. When you texted me, I was at work. The Pacers played the Cavs, obviously. Just did not get out to a good start.
Let's put it lightly.
I remember I was at work and you texted me. The Cavs are on a 20-0 run, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights."
Yeah.
I figured I'm not going to say I expected a 20-0 run, but I expected the Cavs to come out and play angry because they're coming off back-to-back 20-point losses against Utah and Toronto. Yeah. So they were going to be playing angry. LeBron was going to have his team ready to play, and they played well in the first quarter, just outscoring us 34-20.
Yeah, in their defense, they clearly stepped up their defensive performance, closing out when guys got in the paint and whatnot.
Yeah, LeBron James was playing like a pissed off, SOB the entire first quarter. I was surprised he didn't tear the rim off the other side of the basket. He was just dunked. It was just a game of let's watch LeBron dunk in the first quarter.
There's nothing you can do about it because who in the league can guard LeBron?
I mean,
best, but 20-point deficit after the first quarter is not usually something that teams come back from. Yet we trimmed it to a 14-point only deficit by halftime. Managed to claw ourselves back in. Really, I attribute this win to every member of the Pacers team. For instance, the second quarter goes to Al Jefferson. As I tweeted out, I think one point, Al Jefferson's the best player on the Pacers for the Pacers right now. I think he had 12 points in the second quarter. He was just taking Tristan Thompson.
Well, he only had 8 points for the game, so.
Okay, he had 8 points. I think all in the first half. But he was just schooling Tristan Thompson, Kevin Love. None of them can guard him, and he was just getting anywhere he wanted to in the post. And then I think Lance obviously won us the game.
I'm gonna rant against LeBron a little bit. I mean, I'm not a LeBron hater like most people. As a Pacers fan, I don't mind LeBron. His decisions to go wherever. That's his right. But what he said after the game, he called Lance just a dirty player. And Lance did absolutely nothing dirty in that game. No. Lance was just being Lance, getting in your head, and LeBron let it get to him.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen LeBron react to Lance in all the years that they've met and everything.
Lance is the only player in the NBA that can get in LeBron's head
consistently.
And I love
it.
He's not a dirty player, first of all.
No. I don't even think every time they showed close-ups, I didn't see Lance.
Although the Pacers late in the fourth quarter, I got off work and I was able to watch the final 7 minutes. The Pacers did put on a good acting show, I will say.
Did you talk about the Kevin Love push-off on Thaddeus Young that got an offensive foul? He did extend his arm.
No, I'm talking about, one Lance when LeBron kind of shoved him and Lance flopped or whatever. They flopped. Come on. I mean, as I said, but I'm not going to complain because it got us the momentum. It got us where we needed to be. And I do want to bring out one. We saw it on, I think, a SportsCenter highlight reel or something. Sabonis did put a LeBron in the spin cycle a little bit, and that was absolutely beautiful to see. And Sabonis also late in the game had a monster. There's like monster a little highlights right here. Yeah, monster block on Tristan Thompson.
That's what really sealed it, because then they got fouled at the other end and got free throws.
Mm-hmm. So just a huge game. Overall to beat Cleveland again. Now, as we said, 3-0 against Cleveland. Ian, quick question. Do you think this Pacers team is, like, maybe in the head of Cleveland, or what do you think's the...
I think their front court really has given the Cavs trouble, and Thaddeus Young, he's been able to do a great job on, Kevin Love or whatever. I think they just match up really well with them. And, obviously you see Victor Oladipo. He's used J.R. Smith. You saw last game at home against Cleveland. I believe he had 27 points and just kind of drove with ease to the basket and got easy buckets.
Mm-hmm. I kind of love that the game had to come down to a call against LeBron because...
Well, he did step out. But...
I mean, yes. I'm not going to say he didn't because he obviously did. But I just love how the refs, about last week or a week and a half ago, that Giannis call...
Oh, yeah, I remembered that.
Where Giannis clearly stepped out of bounds, but they didn't call it. And I'm glad it went in the Pacers' favor this time.
I'm shocked they called that.
Yeah, I was too, to be quite honest. And
well, he missed it regardless.
Yeah, so, I mean, and there were plenty of Pacers there to get the rebound. What was very scary for me was that last pass by Kevin Love. The Cleveland Browns, I'm looking at you right now, hire Kevin Love as your quarterback. Because that pass to LeBron in the corner was put on an absolute dime. And I thought LeBron was going to hit it, to be quite honest. Yeah. I was like, LeBron's going to hit this, and Cleveland's just going to walk off. And
Collison should have just missed that free throw on purpose. I don't know why.
Yeah, he missed the front end.
Yeah, I was hoping he would. But since Cleveland had no timeouts, so it would have been kind of a nice idea. But
he had to have made the first one, in my opinion, to miss the second one.
Yeah.
And LeBron hit a shot like that last season against the Wizards.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah, about the exact same spot. So it was just, as I said, I thought he was going to hit it, because
good game to win, bad game to lose.
Yeah, because we've been in this position before. Obviously, I don't want to bring up the Boston game again.
Oh, I don't want to.
That's what I was thinking about during that inbound when we had to get the ball to Darren Collison. So I was like, don't Bowie on it, don't Bowie on it, don't Bowie on it. And then thankfully we got it to Darren
thankfully we didn't. I was really impressed with the Pacers' defense, as you mentioned, Ian. They held Cleveland at 7 of 34 from 3. The only people that showed up for Cleveland really was Kevin Love and LeBron. Obviously, LeBron's going to show up and show out.
Isaiah Thompson
Thank
play.
God Isaiah Thomas did not play.
Back-to-backs, so that's why he was out. And then
I mean, he's going to need to play eventually.
Well, no, he doesn't play on back-to-back. He plays the first game.
I know, but he's going to need to be playing games eventually to build chemistry with that team, because that chemistry in Cleveland is just all kinds of whack right now. One more question on this game for you, Ian. Just with what the heck? I have no idea what that was. There's probably a monster in our studio or something. I don't know. But we saw all Pacer fans saw the series against Cleveland last year in the playoffs, and what I would consider was most competitive sweep I've ever seen. We competed. We competed in every single game. Yeah. Should have won a couple of those, but we didn't. Just to come back and be 3-0 against this team right now, what does this say? Did this team learn something from that sweep last year, do you think?
Well, of course. Anytime you blow a huge lead in a playoff game, you want to come back next season for redemption, or even in general sweep. So, I think it definitely feels great for this team to beat a division rival, especially Cleveland, 3 times in a season. I mean, that's impressive in itself, especially without Turner to the games. Mm-hmm. And I think, that can help Pacer fans forget about that series a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm just looking. D-Wade did not play either. Whew. So Pacers kind of got a brief in this game. No Isaiah Thomas, no D-Wade.
Well, we didn't have Miles Turner, so it kind of balances itself out.
Yeah, I mean, true. But Sabonis played huge, and so as he always has seemed to do here recently, and
recently he's been a beast.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all year, and I brought it up last show. Personally, I know Vic's probably gonna get 99.9% of the love, for a most improved player, but yeah, I think you have to not give the award to Sabonis, obviously, because I think Vic deserves it more. But at least talk about Sabonis in this conversation, because last year in OKC, he was just, get in the corner, get up at the top of the key, and we'll pass it. And if Russ decides to pass to you, just shoot a 3. If you make it, you make it. If you miss, you miss. This year, he's truly showing what his game is all about. He has post moves. He can shoot the mid-range. And I remember, Dylan, I think you brought up a stat last week or something saying he shot
he shot 51 threes last year with OKC. I think he shot 3 this year or something like.
He's not shooting many threes, which, I mean, we have 3-point shooters around, so we don't need him to shoot as many threes. So good to see Sabonis play well.
Yep. You need him down in the post, though, that's for sure.
Oh, yes, exactly. We need that post presence off the bench, which Big Al can provide, but
he did against Cleveland.
He did. Spectacular. Him and Sabonis just played really well, and good to see you get a win against Cleveland. The Pacers improved to 22-20, still in that, I believe, the 8th seed at the current moment. But I think, as we get into this preview of games, I think there's some games we can win and maybe improve our record.
Tough West Coast trip.
I think this upcoming road trip is going to be a lot more tough than it looks, just based on the way the schedule's set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did happen to look at the schedule last night, and it's a very weird schedule because I believe Sunday, Monday, you play. It's a back-to-back, and then is it? I want to say Thursday, Friday back-to-back, and then another game on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So just a very weird back-to-back, which a couple of days off in between. So let's dive straight into it on. Would it be
Phoenix Sunday?
Tonight. Yeah, tonight actually. Yeah. They play Phoenix, which obviously has an elite scorer in Devin Booker. That should be.
Is he healthy?
Is he? I don't know. I thought he was playing. I could be wrong. Don't look at Phoenix's injury report or anything.
Okay, my bad.
Dylan, you're usually the injury guy.
No,
so.
Devin Booker is projected to start tonight.
Yeah.
I thought he had some kind of knee injury.
Isaiah Cannon is out.
Josh Jackson's day to day, and Marquise Chris is day to day.
I mean, so Josh Jackson, I haven't really been impressed with him.
Me neither.
But I click on the summary for the game on ESPN, and it says, "Wary of letdown, Pacers visit the Suns," and I cannot agree more with that.
Yeah.
You can't get too high off the win against Cleveland, because you have to just take the win. Yeah, it's great to beat them, but move on and play Phoenix, because Phoenix has, as I mentioned, Devin Booker can drop for 50 any night.
This is a game you need to win, though.
Yeah, I think the Pacers will get it done. I don't think Devin Booker can score enough to beat this team. Trying to look at their.
And I think Miles is supposed to be back.
Is he?
I thought he was supposed to.
He's not on the injury report, so I would think that hopefully he would be back.
He was back.
Yeah, I think he was only supposed to miss 2 games at most, and I think he's supposed to be back for this road trip.
I think his status is unknown from what I'm looking at.
Okay.
So we will probably find out later today, hopefully from McMillan, if he is playing. Hopefully he will, because
I have a feeling he rested him. Even if he had like a minor injury, I think he rested him 2 games inside of this road trip so that he can develop the road trips. And I feel like he will.
Yeah, and just looking at Phoenix, I mean, you have Tyson Chandler, who really still a really good defender at seems like age 100. Seems like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
He played with Bill Russell.
You got T.J. Warren, Tyler Ulis, and Marquise Chris. I mean, there aren't names that jump off the page to you at all.
And Dragan Bender, he's been solid lately too.
He is a stretch 4, so kind of we're gonna have to deal with that.
I think Thad Young can.
But yeah, Thad, I think will be fine out on him. Vic, I think, will have obviously the biggest challenge of guarding Devin Booker. They may try and switch maybe set some screens, maybe switch Darren Collison on him. I don't know.
I'd rather have
who knows? I probably would rather have Corey, because that's what we've seen late in games. Corey is the better defender.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see that why there isn't any reason we can't win this game. I know it's out in Phoenix. It's a long from Indy to Phoenix is about. Heck, I did that flight when I was going to the Grand Canyon. I think it was about 6-7 hours or something like 5, mate. But yeah, you're a professional basketball team. You're used to traveling. Phoenix is 16-27. We have had a letdown against some bad teams near the end of December. I think we'll be fine. Ian, do you think? I'm guessing you think the Pacers pull out a win here.
I think they're going to win. I think it'll be closer than some may believe. But ultimately, I do think we're going to pull it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think maybe we pull away late, maybe in garbage time or something like that.
Yeah.
But as I said, I just don't see Devin Booker scoring enough points on. He has another 70-point game, which will be just.
Dragan Bender. I keep saying that, but in his last 2 games, he has 34 points. Coming in for Marquise Chris. So that's something to look out for.
Okay, but yeah, this I'm pretty sure, Dylan, you think we're pulling out a dub.
Yeah, I think it's a win.
Yeah, this should not be that hard of a game for the Pacers to win.
No,
but as we said, cannot overlook Phoenix and cannot overlook obviously Devin Booker, because I don't think they will. But coming off just that win against Cleveland, you can't get too hype over just one win. Next game is let me pull
Utah Monday.
That will be an interesting game.
There's no Tabitha Cephalosha, so they lost their best defender.
They're still a really good team without him, or not a really good team, but a really defensive good team. Do they have Rudy Gobert? Is Rudy Gobert back? He is.
I think so.
I know I know he battled an injury and was out like a couple of weeks. I don't know if he's been back yet or not. But regardless, the Pacers, it'll be a tough game. I don't.
Especially on the back-to-back.
Yeah, going from Phoenix, then.
And Utah's coming off that loss. They'll have 2 days off coming off the loss in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they'll be coming out.
Jazz, Cephalosha. Yeah, with an MCL.
Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah, Utah, as always, usually top 5 in fewest points allowed. They are 5th right now, only allowing 101.7 points per game. Yes, looks like Gobert is back.
And I believe they're 2nd in steals, too.
Yeah, just a very, very gritty defensive team.
Oh, yeah.
Much like what the Pacers were when we had Roy Hibbert, David West, Paul
Don't
George.
mention that 7'3" garbage can.
Hey, he was good for us for a couple.
You're 7'3" and you get 0 rebounds in a playoff game. Don't talk to me. I'm very adamant when it comes to Roy Hibbert. I'm sorry, but I think the guy you got to watch out for is the guy who's coming for Ben Simmons and his Rookie of the Year, and that's Donovan Mitchell. This guy, 1, invite this man to the dunk contest. 2, hope he accepts it, because I would love to see him in the dunk contest. He can absolutely throw it down. Not 100% sure, like, if he can shoot the 3 that well. I'm not 100% sure. I've just seen his dunk highlights.
He's scoring 18 points per game, so I would assume not all of those are dunks.
He's 35% from 3.
Okay, so yeah, he can make them. So I want to be confident and say the Pacers will handle the Jazz. But I think this could be a single-digit game. I think all these will
be single digits. I don't think any of these are going to be below.
I think the Phoenix game will be double digits. But
I'd be hesitant, but
we'll see. I think the Pacers win this game as single digits, maybe a 4 or 5 point victory. Definitely not an easy game, as we've been talking about, because you got the shot blocking what the heck? ESPN.
Rudy Gobert.
I swear, ESPN. We've been ranting about ESPN for a while and their depth charts. They have Derek Favors starting at center.
Yeah, that was before. They haven't updated it because he was.
Yeah, I know.
He was injured, but.
They need to update it. They do have Ricky Rubio, who's an really good passing point guard. Joe Ingles, don't sleep on him. Can drill threes. I think he led the league in 3-point percentage last year, maybe.
Shooting 42% from 3 now.
So, or this year or something like that. I don't know.
Because he's not the best on his team. Paul Needham is.
You have Donovan Mitchell, Rodney Hood, 2 off the bench can shoot. The ageless wonder again, Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
And then you have Derek Favors probably coming off the bench. So I think the Pacers squeak by the Jazz. I don't think it's gonna be.
I think we match up better with them than most people do because usually they try to kill people with Derek Favors off the bench, but we can put Sabonis up against him. I think we'll fare well against Derek Favors. So.
Ian, what do you think about this matchup, and how do you see it playing out?
I hate being pessimistic, but I don't think we're going to win that game. I think it's second night of the back-to-back, Jazz 2 nights off. I think they're coming off of a loss. I think they're going to come out and win. And we know how centers, if Rudy Gobert's healthy and has a good game, I think he could give us trouble, especially on the boards.
Yeah, we have had struggles with that. We've especially Miami and Enes Kanter early in the year killing us on the boards, even with Miles Turner in there. There's nothing wrong with being pessimistic. I mean,
realistic.
Pessimistic is sometimes being realistic. And we've predicted losses before. So I just think we'll squeeze by. Maybe even on a Vic buzzer beater or something. I don't know. It could come it could come down to that.
I
And
do
so
think it'll come down to the wire.
yeah, most definitely. Gonna be a gritty game for the Pacers. Definitely not an easy game. And then the Pacers wait until, was it
Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yep.
I thought it was a Thursday, Friday,
Sorry,
back to back.
Thursday. I looked at.
Jeez,
looked at
Dylan,
the
come
wrong
on.
game. My bad.
Come on. You're supposed to help us out here.
Yeah, even though I have glasses doesn't mean I have good vision. So.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. The Pacers Thursday at Portland. We haven't seen Portland since what, the first or second game? I think the second game of the year. So Damian Lillard, C.J. McCollum, gonna be really, really hard to stop.
Yeah.
Don't know what Portland's record is.
They're
20.
They're same as us.
So right where we are at. That could change coming into the game, but just looking at their schedule real
They've come off 2 losses, and they play 1 game before us, obviously against Minnesota and Phoenix Sunday and Tuesday, and then they got us on Thursday, so they'll have 2 days rest.
So
That's normal.
yeah, your typical day off in between games. I don't know how I feel about this game.
I think it'll be a loss.
I could definitely see it being a loss. I mean, McCollum and Dame, I don't know why I was forgetting his name. Oh my gosh. Are more than capable of putting up 30, 40 points each night.
That is true.
So, and then we're all forgetting about Yusuf Nurkic, who can kill us on the boards.
He actually only had 2 rebounds in the game we played against them, the second game of the season, which surprised me. That jumped out to me when I looked at that earlier.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the high leader in rebounds, leader in points, and stuff like that. Al-Farouq Aminu is 16. So watch out for him on the boards too. I really don't know how I feel about this game. I'll let you guys make your predictions and see.
I think it's a loss.
Then what I think about it. Because
I'm with you. I don't know. I think it could go either way. I think it's going to be, if we can stop McCollum or at least contain him.
I think if we can slow down one of them, whether it be Lillard, whether it be McCollum, I would honestly prefer it be Lillard, because McCollum goes off. Because what I like to see is if you can contain most of the people, but let one guy go off, one guy should not be able to win you a ball game. Obviously, we've seen that before. Yeah, I was about to say we've seen that before with Kristaps just earlier in the years, just single-handedly beating us. But he's 7'3". There's not much you can do about that.
Yeah.
Then
I will say, if we win this game, it's whoever has the better front court.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's whoever controls the rebounds too.
Yeah,
I was thinking that if Turner can do a good job rebounding.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to group effort on the rebounds. People
definitely get out in transition too.
Yeah. I think if we can slow down one, Lillard or McCollum, I really don't care who, and maybe force them to struggle. If the other one goes off for 28, 29, 30 points, I'll take that, because I think we could combat that with Vic and Collison, who's coming off a really good game against Cleveland, and then we have Sabonis off the bench. I think that's going to be a huge part of the game too, is bench play. Obviously, I think we have the edge with Sabonis and Lance and Corey.
Vonleh, I think.
I'm sorry? What was that again?
Sabonis would be on Vonleh, probably.
Oh, Sabonis can eat Vonleh alive. I mean, Dylan, you...
Josh, what was it, Zach Collins or whatever? They got the draft.
Yeah, Zach Collins.
Yeah.
I don't know how well he's been doing or anything like that, but I know you would like to see an IU person get absolutely destroyed.
I would also like to see a certain Purdue player that's on their team, but I think he's...
Oh, yeah, he would love to see his boy Biggie.
I think he's in the G
Biggie
League.
Swanigan. I think he's in the G League, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the G League.
So I mean,
Miss you, Biggie.
you may see him. You may see him next year or something. I don't know, but
Hashtag Biggie to Indy.
you know what? When in doubt, go for the win.
Yeah.
I say the Pacers win. I think just like the Utah game, it will be a very close game, single-digit game. As I said, contain either Lillard or McCollum, and hopefully the other one doesn't beat you too bad, and no one else does either. So hopefully the Pacers pull this one out, but I could see it going either way. Just like this road trip's tough to call, to be quite honest.
I'm
kind
saying 2-2.
2-2 road trip.
So that should tip your hat on what I think about the Lakers game.
We get to see big ball of brand this next game. Get to see our first taste of Lonzo Ball, and the person I'm really looking forward to watch is Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
People talking about, oh, Lonzo Ball's the best rookie on the Lakers. Kyle Kuzma is, I think, playing way better than Lonzo. I mean, Lonzo has picked it up. I know how you hate to bring up Lonzo and Lavar and the Ball family. Although, quick side note, they did not score in their second Lithuania game.
They didn't score a single point.
Yeah, neither Ball brother scored.
I could go on a rant about that.
Oh, I know you could.
Stupid Lithuanian.
But we're here to talk Pacers, so we're not going to be talking Lithuanian basketball anytime soon. The Pacers travel to Staples Center to play the Lakers. I think the Pacers control this game pretty handily, I hope.
Yeah, I agree. I think we win this game.
There's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope will not be able to stop Vic. Hey, he got his ankle bracelet. He got his ankle bracelet off now, so because since he was off probation or whatever. But this game, Lonzo, I will give him credit, has been coming on as of late. He's still not. I don't think he's shooting it that well, but he's not as bad as he has been. I may employ the Hack Alonzo strategy if you need to. I don't hope it gets to that. But I know his free throw percentage is still not that great. But yeah, I predict the Pacers winning this game. I just don't see us maybe contain Kyle Kuzma. I'm trying to think of the other players besides Lonzo. Brandon Ingram, yes, and
Jordan Clarkson, Julius Randle, Brook Lopez, Larry Nance.
Hey, the Lopez brother is always giving us some difficulties. So,
I think.
I don't want Larry Nance to put any Pacer on the poster.
Oh, yes. The one thing I will give the Lakers credit, they are second in the league in rebounds per game.
That's what I'm worried about that.
With about 47 points per game. However, where I think the Pacers can take advantage, I can see this being a high-scoring game with the Pacers. The Lakers are 27th in the league in points allowed, averaging nearly about 110 points per game.
Really?
Yeah. So I could see this game being a really high-scoring game for the Pacers. Brandon Ingram is day-to-day, so
they have 2 games between us.
So I don't know. I would think he would probably be healthy.
Now, if he's not, that would be a huge break for the Pacers because you'll have Thaddeus Young on Julius Randle and Turner on Lopez, and I feel like Brandon Ingram would eat Bojan Bogdanovic alive. So that would be a big break if he was not available.
Yeah, we've kind of mentioned how we love Bojan,
defensive turnstile.
but he is
He's a defensive liability.
Yeah. So, contain. I think the Pacers should be fine. Don't worry.
Just let Lonzo Ball shoot it. Double team somebody else.
Yeah.
He can shoot bricks.
If you contain the front court, I think they'll be in good shape because Lonzo, he's a streaky shooter. You can let him shoot. If Oladipo does good enough or well enough on Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, I think they'll get this win for sure.
You know what I would love to see out of this game? I would love to see a meetup between Lance Stevenson and Lavar.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Just Lance galloping down the court, strumming his guitar, looking at dead at and Lavar ball just down the court.
That would be beautiful. Oh, that would...
Screw Lance getting in LeBron James' head. I want Lance to get in LeVar Ball's head forever.
You know how bad that would break the internet?
Yeah. It's like the two NBA memes that are going hot right now, just clashing all over the court.
Oh, I hope we see that. I really do.
Amazing.
Oh God. All right, but yeah, I think we're all in agreement when we pick the Pacers to win. This should not be a difficult game, but as I've continued to bring up, we kind of do seem to overlook some struggling teams, a la Chicago Bulls,
a la New York. Brooklyn Nets.
And yeah, but I think Pacers will be fine. I don't think they have anyone on their team who can really. Maybe if they decide to put Ingram on Oladipo, I don't think they would. But
if they do that, then you need a good performance from Bojan.
Yeah, because Ingram definitely has the length, I think, to guard Vic, but I think Vic could maybe blow past him because Vic is faster. So we'll see how that goes. But we're all picking the Pacers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully an easy win. Hopefully double-digit win, and hopefully we get to see some Lavance. Oh my gosh. Lavance. That could be their new nickname. Lance versus Lavar action. That would just be TV gold. So, and then the last game that wraps up this 5-game road trip for the Pacers is probably the most difficult one. Although I called the upset last time, I'm gonna do it again. Because
we're doing the San Antonio game.
What?
This will be before our podcast.
What?
We're calling the San Antonio game.
Oh, do we want to?
We usually stop on Sundays. I'm just saying.
You know what? The heck with it. We'll call this game since I've already brought it up. The game against San Antonio, I'm picking the upset. No Kawhi Leonard, and the Spurs have been struggling without him. They lost to the Lakers. 93-81. They lost to Portland. Just looked at some losses. Lost to Philly about a week ago. Kawhi is not playing. He's
playing. Spurs steamroll Nuggets in Kawhi's return.
He just separated his shoulder.
That's the first.
There's no way Kawhi is playing.
On ESPN or whatever. Maybe it's a mislead on his line.
There's not a chance.
Who would start in place of Kawhi? Would it be Anderson?
Leonard posted 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and a block shot 28 minutes during Saturday's 112-80 win over Nuggets.
The man I saw had a separated shoulder.
I'm just looking at ESPN. If it's.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm looking at it too.
Leonard will play and start Saturday's game against the Nuggets with the shoulder.
Kawhi Leonard out.
Kawhi Leonard, yeah, it says out, but he says will play against the Nuggets Saturday.
Well, that changes my prediction then.
Kawhi Leonard's playing, and I think there's no way the Spurs lose.
Yeah, man playing with a separated shoulder turned into Kobe Bryant out here.
Seriously.
But, yeah, okay, never mind. That ruined my fun.
Yeah.
I was really hoping we would pull out a dub, but never mind. Thanks, Kawhi, for channeling your inner Black Mamba. But yeah, let's break this down just a little bit. Obviously, you're going to have to go with Kawhi since he's playing, apparently.
Yeah.
The Spurs, I think the one edge the Pacers can get on the Spurs is if they get off to a hot start, and I think that's what's going to happen. Because the Spurs, yeah, you look at their defense, they're second in the league, only allowing about 98 points per game.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
But on the other hand, they are not near dead last, but 26th in the league with only 101 points per game. But that's because their defense is
solid.
is just so good.
Spurs defense been solid.
Yeah.
Because you got guys out there like Kawhi, Danny Green, LaMarcus Aldridge, Pau Gasol, and I honestly think Manu is having just a resurgence. I kind of want to compare it to like I'm a Patriots fan, so Tom Brady. I had to throw it in, so shut up. At age 40, at what Manu's doing, did you see his dunk last night behind that nice pass from Pau Gasol? So Manu's turning back the clock. The Spurs are playing well. They do play trying to look at their schedule.
They play the Raptors 2 days before, so on the road.
So we will see. Now, I was so happy to predict a win and pick up an upset, but Kawhi Leonard just had to ruin it.
He does that to people.
So
it'll be tough to beat the Spurs twice in one season. And I think they've lost how many games at home? Maybe
19-2 at home.
They're what?
They're 19-2 at home.
Oh.
Well,
yeah,
they defend their home court really well.
That's honestly just typical San Antonio. But we did beat them earlier in the year. That was when Kawhi was not playing. Yeah. So, but maybe
sprinkle of Oladipo with that.
Just that beautiful arc and 3 over LaMarcus Aldridge.
Man, that was unbelievable.
So hopefully we can maybe channel some of that magic, but highly doubt it, unfortunately. Dylan, I know you're picking a loss.
Well, if they're doing the whole road trip, I think we go 2-3, which isn't bad, but 2-3 I think is admirable on a West Coast trip.
So you have us losing to Utah,
San
Antonio, and who's the other team?
No, I have us losing to Utah, Portland, and San
Antonio. Oh, Utah, Portland, and San Antonio. Okay. Yeah. As we talked about them, this West Coast road trip will not be easy. Ian, you're gonna go out on a limb and pick up and say we win, or who you got in this one?
In the Spurs game?
Yes.
I have San Antonio. I think they're gonna if they have Kawhi, they're gonna outmatch us.
Yeah, that's the smart pick. I don't blame you there. So we're all three unfortunately picking a loss, which losses happen. But
yeah.
I say, what did I say?
You said a loss.
I said a loss in this one. So 4-1.
No, you said 3-2 because you said lose Portland and.
No, I said win.
Oh, you said okay. So 4-1.
So I'm optimistic on this road trip. So we will see about that. So that is. We will recap all these games next Sunday.
Caveat of the San Antonio game because it'll happen before or after our podcast, but.
Well, I'm sorry, but.
I'm just saying.
Sorry,
right,
but whatever. We're gonna move into some other news now, other Pacer news now, and Ian, I want to congratulate you real quick because you recently wrote an article about Domantas Sabonis and why you think he should be in the starting lineup, and that actually made its way onto Bleacher Report. So congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And just wanted to let you talk a little bit about that article. I unfortunately haven't had a chance to read it yet. I will definitely get to it. But just wanted to get your thoughts on why you think Sabonis should start and just your overall thoughts on why you wrote that article.
Well, first off, I like Thaddeus Young. I think he provides a lot, especially on defense. But I think Sabonis, and based on how he has played lately, will fit really well into the starting lineup alongside Turner. Just with the blend of Turner's versatility offensively, could really help, especially the power forward. He reminds me of a LaMarcus Aldridge type, being able to shoot the three. Obviously not as good and strong yet, especially on the boards. And I think Sabonis, with how aggressive he is, crashing the boards, getting rebounds, he had 15 the last game, I believe, would really help the Pacers' overall rebounding issues. Now, that does mean the bench could struggle a little bit, but I do think Thaddeus Young could get his rhythm back off the bench, at least offensively, because he's kind of struggled there. And I think that would be a good opportunity to maybe experiment with Ike Anigbogu a little bit, because my very first article on Indiana Sports Coverage was why I think, if healthy, Anigbogu can be a really good player for the Pacers. And if all else fails, I think you can just go back to bringing Sabonis off the bench. But I think it would really blend in well in the front court. I think it would bring a lot more length and a lot more versatility.
Yeah, we have seen that. I mean, we've seen a Sabonis Turner front court. We've seen Nate experiment with it sometimes when he brings Sabonis off the bench, and it's worked sometimes because you have you can run the pick and roll with either one of them.
Usually it's pick and pop with Miles.
Yeah, pick and pop with Miles. I mean, even with a pick and pop into a mid-range shot with Sabonis or someone like that. We're 22-20. I mean, it couldn't hurt, I don't think.
The one thing I'll say is if Glenn Robinson comes back, that could be, if he could mess things up a little bit because he's more of a slasher rather than a spot-up guy, which I think a spot-up guy more fits the Sabonis and Miles Turner lineup, because if you have a slasher, the Miles and Sabonis will have a tendency to clog the paint a little bit. So I think if it's Glenn Robinson returns, I think it doesn't work out too well, but we don't know that. But I like it more with Bojan, if Bojan's in the lineup, than I do with Glenn Robinson. But
I agree.
We have yet to see what Glenn Robinson is.
I haven't heard anything about McMillan making coaching changes so far, but could be anything we experiment. I mean, Sabonis, as we've talked about, has been our key guy off the bench. Lance brings that energy and passion off the bench. Sabonis brings that scoring threat.
I mentioned the article, it could affect the chemistry and, the play of Sabonis and Lance, just because their chemistry, especially in the pick and roll, is so well. But look how they've played, with Sabonis starting and Lance off the bench. I mean, they've played better, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely an interesting conversation to have. Don't know if McMillan is in time to make any coaching changes. I haven't heard anything.
No, me neither.
But definitely, I mean, you can't argue with the fact of maybe trying to bring him Sabonis into the starting lineup, because I remember people have been weary about Thad. And kind of want to jump into that real quick. I'm going to talk about the trade deadline really quick before we get in for our last topic of Glenn and some other stuff. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Thad. Duh. There have been rumors about Thad out there. Just because I've heard, I think it was before the season started, he probably was not going to re-sign with the Pacers. Because Pacers probably would not be able to afford to pay him. Ian, what do you think the market value for a guy like Thad would be?
Well, I'm not sure. I think the Pacers should keep him at least throughout this season, because he has been a great veteran piece, kind of keeping this locker room together. Maybe, in the offseason or down the road, you can look at that. I don't know. You really never know until you actually see the trade happen.
Yeah. We really don't know, because I'm always of the mindset of a player. Not the mindset of a player, but in the mindset of, if a player is gonna leave, you might as well try and get something for him. I don't know if I wouldn't be okay with a draft pick. I think that'd be too low of quality. I would try and get a player. But if we just do get a draft pick, I mean, you could maybe try and throw that idea of Sabonis in the starting lineup or something like that. I don't know how that would work. But
people were talking about, Kemba Walker and Martin Williams along with that.
that's what I was going to get into next is we were going to talk about that on the show to end the show last week, but unfortunately, as I tweeted out, we had a fire alarm go off in the building where we record, so we had to leave, unfortunately, and that's why we had to end the show a bit soon. But I did put out a poll on our Twitter as the trade deadline approaches, who would you guys like the Pacers to maybe try and target? And a majority, I think it was like 67%, 2/3 of you guys said Kemba Walker. This Kemba rumors, I mean, they're just that. They're just rumors. But with the Hornets struggling really bad, I could see them maybe trying, or Kemba saying, I don't want to be a part of this rebuild. You're kind of wasting my prime and stuff like that, and try and move on. And I can't remember. It wasn't Grant, but Grant shared an article about, I can't remember the writer's name off the top of my head. He did mention the Pacers as a target for Kemba. And I think the pieces we'd have to give up are, I believe, Darren. Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
Someone else. Jefferson.
I think it was Collison, Jefferson, maybe Leaf, and a pick or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I think we'd be acquiring Kemba and Marvin Williams. Dylan, I remember we were just getting into this last week when the fire alarm went off, and you had some...
I feel like I'm the only person against this, but I don't want Kemba. The thing that's screaming at me right now, other than potential chemistry issues if we break up that locker room, is I don't think a backcourt of Kemba and Victor Oladipo is as potent as people are going to think, because both are very ball-dominant guards.
I was just thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone's going to have to take a back seat, and Victor Oladipo just got out of a situation where he took the back seat to Russell Westbrook. Right now, he believes that this is his team. I don't think we need another superstar that shares the same court as he does, that is almost virtually the same player.
Well,
granted, not as athletic above the rim as Victor Oladipo, but
the thing I would say, if we, manage to acquire Kemba, you're taking a backseat to Vic.
I don't know if Kemba can do that, though.
But that's what I would tell him.
Well, yeah,
and,
but
but
you can tell him that, but is he gonna?
We will see. I know he's used to being the guy.
Yeah.
But we have our guy, and honestly, we have our second guy, I think, in Miles. People, we've talked about this plenty of times. People have been giving him crap for his.
That's ridiculous.
Thank you. We talked about it. He's still an elite rim protector.
If you need to look at a reason we needed Miles Turner, look at the first quarter against the Cavs game when LeBron was just driving to the lane with no resistance. Put Miles Turner in there, I think he'd shave off 8 points of that.
So yeah, keep Miles. Don't even think about trading him. You're insane. The guy, as I brought up last week, the guy is the same age as us.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be one of the keys to a basketball franchise. Yeah. Right now, that would just be insane to ask. So we're asking a lot of Miles Turner. Those Kemba Walker rumors, I think they're going to be just that. I think that you give Charlotte maybe one more year. I don't know the quite state of Charlotte right now.
The head coach just got back from...
Yeah, Steve Clifford had, I think, some health issues or something like that. Good to see him back. But yeah, those are the rumors we were going to address last week. And one last thing we're going to address before we go. Glenn Robinson III, it's great to see him back. He's been back in practice. So I would think he's maybe just a week, 2 weeks, maybe. I would think we'd send him down to probably Fort Wayne or up. For us, it'd be up to Fort Wayne. But I'm sorry, what, Ian? You had something.
Oh, I just said, of course. I think.
Yeah, give him a game or two down in the G League.
I would assume it's coming shortly.
I would think so, because if he's back practicing,
yeah.
I don't know if he's practicing at full strength or
really
anything like that, or if he's on a leash or anything. But it's great to see him, I want to say a little bit ahead of schedule, maybe.
Yes, he is.
So always great to see GR3, and we desperately need him back, I think, to add that small forward depth. Because we recently cut Damian Wilkins, who, I mean, when we first signed him, I was like, what the hell are we doing signing a 37-year-old to a contract when we could be using it somewhere else? But Ian, as we were talking before the show, you said he provided great mentorship and leadership in that locker room, and sometimes you need that from a guy who's just not playing much. But it was kind of very, very cool to see in his last game that he did get up and to start because not Glenn Robinson, but Bojan was hurt, dropped 13 points and had a nice game. So I'm kind of
Wilkins handled that better than he could have. I mean, he handled that perfectly. The way he knew he was going to be cut before the game, and he comes in and starts and gives it all he has.
Yeah, it was kind of a very cool moment to see. So, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. Ian, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you coming on and talking some Pacers basketball with us. And you're always welcome on the show. Your insight and your just everything you do for ISC. And honestly, I'm going to be quite honest, I don't know where we'd quite be with some people over from Indiana Sports Coverage, with everyone from Cody to Grant, the people helping us getting started.
It's great people.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys, and we greatly appreciate you guys helping us out in every single way possible.
Of course.
So thank you for joining us, and as I said, you're welcome back on the show anytime. So thank you for joining us.
I appreciate it, and maybe sometime I'll come back on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. As I said, you're always welcome on the show.
Sweet.
All right, well, have a good day.
You too.
All right, thanks. Well, as I said, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. We'll be back here next week, and hey, no fire alarm.
Yeah.
Yay. So that we'll be recapping all this week's games. Hope and maybe we'll be, since it's a West Coast road trip, and the games are later, I'll have to look at the times again. But I should
9, 10, 10:30.
I should be able to live tweet most of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to do the Los Angeles one.
Of course you do, because you want to do that Lance Stevenson Lavar ball. But yeah, since it's West Coast and they'll be late, hope you stay up late and watch the Pacers, and don't forget to vote Victor Oladipo in the All-Star game. Today is the very last day. He needs to get in over Ben Simmons, who's not even a guard, as I tweeted out. He's not.
Yeah.
I know he plays point guard, but come on. I think he's a better player than DeMar DeRozan. This year, just my personal opinion, he's not better than Kyrie, unfortunately.
I guess you guys don't want a Pacers jersey because we're still 30 followers away.
And yes, we are 30 followers away.
We have forgotten about it. I'm just waiting for 500. So.
We are going to do that jersey giveaway, unfortunately, due to the team store being absolute, or Nike or whoever's in charge of getting it in. I don't know. They only have, I believe, Miles Turner, TJ Leaf, and we love you guys, but we're not spending $200 on that Victor Oladipo authentic whatever jersey. So it'll probably be a Miles Turner.
Or at the very least, there's an option on the NBA.com. I think you can do a custom jersey where we could make any player you want.
Yeah, we could do that too.
It's not going to be the authentic where you could do the Nike.
Or we could do maybe like your name or something if we wanted to. I don't know how expensive that is. I haven't checked.
It's like $80.
Oh, okay. Well, we could look into that option. But yeah, we're 30 followers away. Keep following us, sharing our page, and we will be doing that jersey once we get to 500.
Yeah.
Because we really want to thank you guys for the continued support and getting us to this point. But until next Sunday, for Dylan Deanhart, I'm Cody Emerson. And always remember, go Pacers.